Welcome to Hustle and Pro. I'm your host, Kelly Walker. Today we are recording from Toyota Stadium and we are talking to FC Dallas's Collin Smith. We talk about his path to the pro career and what's next for Collin. So if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube so you'll get notifications when new episodes post, and follow us on Instagram at hustle_and_pro. Let's start the show. Today we're here with Collin Smith. You're in the FC Dallas system. So first of all, thank you for taking time to sit down with us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm anxious to talk to you. So I want to kind of talk about a couple types of things. Like one is like your journey to here, and then the more is also like what's your goals and where do you go from here in this part of your career? Because we're still early on. You're still young, but I'm also fascinated by things that you've done until this point. So icebreaker. Who are your favorite players as you're growing up?
Favorite players? I would have to say like Neymar. I watched him a lot because of his skills and everything. Messi and Ronaldo. Those are the three. I just love to watch those guys. Forwards, they were electrifying to watch. They had speed. They were able to dribble. They had a lot of skill moves and everything. So growing up, I kind of wanted to be like those two.
Okay, so three forwards, but you're not a forward, right? Anymore?
No, I'm not anymore.
Are you right back? Is that
yes,
okay? So
right back.
It's funny, and you name those guys. Like there's so much right now. Like as we sit here today, kind of like drama with some of those guys, like Ronaldo especially, and who's playing where and if and when and for how much longer and all that good stuff. So but those are really fun guys to watch, all of them, big names. Any right backs that you, even now as that is your position, like who do you admire as a right back?
I admire Reggie Cannon a lot. I love to watch him. I love to watch Ryan Reynolds as well. And then kind of whenever you look to Europe, I like Kyle Walker and Hakimi. I kind of like those guys. But Reggie Cannon was like my first official right back that I like to watch. And then I moved on to Ryan Reynolds, and now I kind of try to balance both of those games.
Full disclosure, Reggie is one of my favorite interviews. I really like Reggie. He's like one of our family favorites. Yeah,
he's amazing.
So that's a great one, another great one. Okay, so let's see. The last, 4 or 5 years you've been in the FC Dallas system or so? So kind of in your own words, tell me what that looks like. Like what was that journey like coming in and where you've played and stuff?
Yeah, so I came in as I believe 14 years old, coming in from Solar to FC Dallas, making that jump. It was a huge jump. I would say it's a jump that it was very beneficial for me. And so just playing up that first year was huge, like just learning from the guys that were older than me, and then kind of playing up to speed, kind of learning a different kind of playing style, I would say, because I didn't really have any of that growing up with some of the older teams I had. It's just very different playing styles, I would say. So yeah, just coming here to FC Dallas was a whole different playing style. And then just the pathway from the academy to North Texas to first team, just really the development, it really, you have to achieve one level to get to the next. And so I feel like FC Dallas does a great job of really putting you through just like the stress and lessons and just everything you need in order to be a professional. And so that's where I feel like I'm on the first team today.
Yeah, so when you talk about 14 and you're leaving a club that you play for and that you really can't mimic this same pro atmosphere, right? When you think you probably are, right? When you're 13, 12, whatever, because you got the cool gear and you're doing it.
Exactly.
But so how do you know, like you and your family, how do you know when it's time to make the leap? Were you at a certain point, like are you, okay, I'm gonna go do tryouts, or are they coming to you? Like how do you get to that point?
So I actually played basketball and soccer all the way up until my freshman year in high school, and so it was kind of tough for me to decide when to make the jump for myself because I love both sports so much.
Okay.
And so
you say basketball and soccer?
Yes. Okay. And so I actually talked to my parents a lot about just all these decisions and everything. Then when it comes down to it, it's my decision, but they help me a lot. They see my play, and then of course the coaches, they see the way I play, and just whenever it's time, I feel like they have the best idea when it's time, and then I'm open to jumping to the next level because it just whichever sport it is, it really helps your development if you take that extra jump because like I said, the speed of play is different, the physicality is different, and I feel like that applies to a lot of sports. So.
Sure, yeah, but then it doesn't leave time for the other things. You had to say goodbye to basketball at that point.
Yes.
Okay, you get to still play a little for fun?
Here and there, I try to.
So when you go make that jump, was your like process smooth? Like do you make academy tryouts first time around, or do you have to struggle at all through all that?
I would say so. I would say a little bit of both, actually, because Solar ends up playing FC Dallas in kind of the league games.
Yeah.
So all of the staff or just whoever it is at the time that's at the game will be able to watch the game and see which players, and they're always looking which players they can bring in for the teams and everything. So luckily, they saw my talent, and I was able to come over, and then I kind of went through that whole process of, like you said, the struggle. And then my first year playing with those older guys, it was just so new to me playing with the older guys and how serious it was with FC Dallas and everything, especially. And so it was just, that was kind of my struggle time right there whenever I first came, and then just getting acclimated to kind of what FC Dallas asked of you here.
Yeah, you talk about older guys. So when you're first thrown in here or getting into the group here, is there no more of like your age group thing? I thought with academy players, at least, you stick with your age, yeah? Or are y'all like, are there moments and times when you are training and like intermingling with all different levels of guys?
Yeah, it's all different levels. A lot of the time, guys are coming into their age group, but just once again, if the coaches feel like they can kind of accelerate your development, then they may want to boost you up to the next level. So I came in and I actually went straight up to the U17s as a 14 or 15-year-old. And so that's why it was kind of just amazing to me how quickly I developed. And then especially whenever we played Solar for the first time, it's my former team, and I'm playing up and everything, and in the game I felt like I was moving quicker, making better passes, making better movements, just things like that. So I was pretty happy whenever I saw that development that quickly.
That's like an instant, well, not instant gratification, but you just sort of already see the work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so then after academy, first of all, when you're at academy, you talked about your freshman year of high school. Were you here in Frisco already?
Yes.
Okay. Where'd you go to school?
I went to, from elementary, Nichols and Sparks.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then Pioneer Heritage for middle school.
Yeah.
And then I joined FC Dallas, and so I would have been going to Reedy, but then I decided to go to Lone Star with a lot more of my FC Dallas teammates.
Yeah, so I figured that's where academy players are. I didn't know if there was like a choice.
Yeah.
I figured you had to funnel into the Lone Star program there. So
I feel like it's the easiest.
Okay, so we're probably neighbors because I'm a Reedy parent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my daughter's a junior at Reedy, so
oh, man.
Yeah, we're probably neighbors. That's funny. So you fast forward, you signed pro contract. I think you were sitting in that chair.
Yes, I was.
Same room, same chair.
Yep.
So yeah, what do you remember from that day? How many years ago was it?
It was last year in April, actually.
Okay.
And so it feels like time's actually gone by super, super fast. But just that day, just before, I was super nervous to kind of, I guess because I was just signed professionally, and it's just a huge achievement. And so I was super excited. And you're meeting
the owners. I mean, had you already met the Hunts before?
Yes, I have, here and there, yeah. They do a good job of being able to just kind of talk to the kids going through their program and everything.
That's good.
So. Yeah, I just came here. I didn't really know what to expect because it's not like I've signed professionally anywhere else. So it was just different. But it was a huge day for me. It was super cool being able to just look back on all, levels I had achieved, and then be able to speak on those and really show how much they meant to me, and then show how much my family means to me and how much they've helped in my kind of process to becoming a professional as well.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's only one time you do that. The first time you sign a pro contract is the first time, and that's awesome. So,
I won't forget it.
Like, were you 17, 18?
Yes.
How old are you now?
18.
18, okay. So you're 17-year-old signing, and I mean, do you even remember what do you do after that? You go back to school, or how do you continue on with your day as a 17-year-old who just signs a pro contract?
I believe at that time I was doing online, but I was still, obviously people were still kind of contacting me through message or whatever social media app it is. And so it was just crazy to see how many people kind of were in my life
corner.
up until the signing day, and seeing how many, like I said, people I've just had interacted with, and how many people were there like whenever I just started, and maybe they bypassed me at one point or I bypassed them. It was just crazy seeing those kind of, like I said, just the levels through my life that I had slowly but surely kind of gotten past.
Yeah, I remember interviewing Edwin Serio when he first signed his contract. It was shortly after. We're from the same small town, Waco, and so I was like, I want to talk to him. And it was funny because the timing worked out to where the day that we did this recording. He was getting the keys to his first apartment or something.
Man.
I was like, this is so cool. Like,
yeah, that's really
it's just a cool. I mean, I'm an old lady, so like I don't have that life anymore. But it's just cool to watch you guys experience those big milestone moments that like shape the rest of your life and career.
I agree.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll come back. I want to fast forward to now, like playing this season as we wrap up, and then what's next for you. Okay.
Nice.
This episode is brought to you by The Pit, Performance Indoor Training. The Pit has 3 training and entertainment complexes in the DFW area that offer both indoor and outdoor elite soccer training. The Pit offers league play for co-ed, youth, and adult leagues. And for training, the Junior Academy is for ages 2 through 6, plus the Pit Soccer Academy for ages 5+. And goalkeeper training is offered as well. To learn more about The Pit Frisco, Plano, or Roanoke, head to performanceindoortraining.com.
All right, we're back with Collin Smith. Okay, so you are wrapping up a season with NTSC. Is that you would say you play this whole season with NTSC? Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me how that season was for you.
It's been pretty cool. It's a new experience because we actually got a new head coach at the beginning of the year, and so Pa Maduka, and just working with him this year, I've seen a lot of kind of development, and I didn't think that I could hit certain areas that I've hit this year. Well, I wouldn't say I didn't think I could, but I didn't even I couldn't imagine at first from where I was, and I didn't think it was going to happen as quick as it did. And so just now, just going off the development and the leadership and everything he's shown me, and especially my teammates, I feel like we've gone a long way this year, and so we're just hoping to kind of finish it out with a championship.
Do you think having exposure to different coaches does that, exactly what you just said? I mean, do you think there's a chance, no matter how good the coach is before, right, that if there isn't somebody else that sees a different perspective or something else in you or whatever, or gives a different chance or something, changes something about it, there's a chance that you might miss that extra piece that you didn't know could have been there?
I would say so, because I would say Pa, he has a lot of faith in me, and he has a lot of belief in me to kind of go out on the field and perform and then be a leader on and off the field. He teaches a lot of life lessons on and off the field. He's told me a lot about his career, kind of what it takes to be a professional, what it takes to be a professional at the next level, just all those things. So I feel like sometimes just knowing as many people as possible and kind of grabbing little like informative things from this person here, maybe this person there, it helps a lot in the long run.
I mean, I would guess that you've grabbed things from, like, you were Lucci through Academy, yeah? So I love Lucci. So you probably, can you think of anything you grabbed from Lucci, or did Coach Eric Quill coach you?
Yes.
So like, can you think of just like a thing that you do think you'll take with you into, you know, the next phase of your career from those past coaches?
Yeah, Lucci, there was a quote that he would always kind of say to me, his own quote. He would say a lot, embrace the stress. And so I've kind of, every level that I've gotten to, kind of whenever I maybe see the ceiling above me or kind of creeping down on me, then I kind of think like, embrace the stress. You can break through it. Like now it's just a little setback right now, but you can keep on going. And then Eric,
that's awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
like that. It sounds very simple, but
it's a lot.
The life you have, like, you have a lot of non-stress time too, but like, you have to embrace what you're purposefully putting yourself through is a stressful thing. It's competition, right? And pushing yourself personally to limits. And so that's a really good piece of advice, a good coach quote. Love it.
And so just, I had heard it from the academy, and then whenever I went to the first team preseason with him, there was a moment in there where he told me again, hey, you have to embrace the stress. And so it just brought back all the memories, and just once again, it kind of motivated me to keep pushing. And then with Eric, just he's a competitive guy as well, and so he just really brought out a lot of hunger inside that maybe some players didn't think they would have without him. And so a lot of the hunger and just kind of seeing how bad you really need to want it from time to time, that's what you need to see. And so I feel like he did a great job of that. And then Pa, just there's a lot of lessons he's taught me. I can't even name one.
You get a big smile because you're with him right now. I love that. I think there's something to be said for, like, when you look at lifelong coaches, careers with players also, and the bonds and the different things that you form. But the changing it up, which happens, it's going to happen, especially at your level, you can really take some positives away from that too. Okay, so then going forward, you talk about wanting to win, keep winning with this current season, but then what kind of goals are you looking at for yourself? Not team goals, but like season's over, rolling into next year, like anything you want to do off season wise to improve your place, yourself, and then what are you looking at going forward?
Just in the off season, I just want to work on kind of the typical things I want to work on. Obviously getting stronger, working on my stamina, so then I can make sure I go into this next preseason prepared to kind of take that next jump. And so that's really all I'm kind of focused on. Kind of once the season ends, that's what I'm going to be focusing on.
Is your expectation to be playing with the first team in March, February, whenever?
I would love for that to happen, but I'm not really like focused on just first team only. It's just the main thing for me is development. So once again, first team's a goal, and that's where I believe I can see myself. Sure. But I'm kind of open to both. I'm kind of open to North Texas first team, maybe even elsewhere. Just I guess time will tell. Just whatever kind of comes up, I'm just gonna be open to it, and as long as it helps me develop. Then,
And some of it is, a lot of this stuff is out of your control, right? When you look at 18-man rosters and your position and who's where and how deep and all these things, like it might not be in your control today of what place you get to, have minutes or help which team the most, right? So all you can do is keep doing your thing, right? And it'll fall into place.
It comes back to you, just whatever you believe you can achieve, then once you set your mind to it, then I feel like your body will follow. If you're really motivated enough and really want that goal, then I believe you can achieve it. So that's kind of just what I think about.
So random question. Do you have any game day like rituals or routines that you like have to keep?
I wouldn't say I have to keep any, because I'm just kind of like I like to say mentally I'm kind of stronger, and so like I may say like, oh, I'm gonna shower before every game day before I head to the stadium, and then the one day maybe I don't have enough time or whatever the reason that prevents me from taking the shower, and then like mentally I'll just tell myself, well, like normally you do it, but it's not a problem. Like you can still focus on the game, you still have a lot of time prior to the game where you can kind of just refocus on what you need to do in the game and after. And so
So you're not one of those that have to have this exact meal at this exact time,
I don't think so.
Have to have this song playing or whatever. What are you listening to that when you have headphones or AirPods in?
I have my music, but I kind of switch it up here and there. It kind of just depends on the mood. And then my cleats, I kind of like to switch my cleats on game days.
Okay.
That's something.
Switch them meaning brand new or worn in a certain amount of times?
A little bit of both.
You wear brand new cleats on a game day?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, because a lot of guys say you have to break in cleats, and of course once you break them in, they feel more comfortable and everything. But I don't really care too much about the whole breaking in. Like I'll wear them in the game, be just fine, and then kind of save them for whenever I want to wear them next.
Okay. I mean, if it's a good cleat, it's ready for you, right?
Exactly.
Feels good new, probably. Yeah. That's funny. So have you ever changed in the middle of a game?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of the time at halftime.
Oh, you do?
I'll switch, whether that be because of the weather or just because I don't like the way maybe my touch on the ball is a little off, or I might not even be having just the best half, and so I'll just switch them, kind of just a little mentality thing like that. And then I would say something else. It's like little details with me, like tying my cleats. If I don't like the way the knot looks, then I'll re-knot it.
Yeah, that's
so something like that.
Or feels or something. But that's important, you gotta have everything just right. Yeah. That's funny. All right, so talking about schedules and stuff, I'm also curious. We're sitting here, you're not on a game day. No. This is a training day, or are you off?
I'm actually off today, but typically it will be a training day.
Now I feel even more thankful that you're sitting here talking to me. I assumed maybe it was a training day. When I showed up and then I see you, I'm like, you did not just come off the field. So you're definitely not training. So what is a normal what's a normal off day look like for you? Are you like a video game guy? Are you working out anyways? Are you spending time with family? Like, what are you doing?
A lot of the time I prefer to spend time with family. I'm very family oriented. Like I said, they've gotten me all this way, so I really like to kind of just spend a lot of time with them. I love them, so spend a lot of time with them. Here and there I'll play video games. I'm not the best at video games, so I kind of pick and choose when I want to play those games.
You playing FIFA or?
Yes, I play FIFA, 2K, pretty much all the sports games. Fortnite, I'm not the best, but I'll try to play that. Fall Guys, that's also in there. So yeah.
All right, then on a training day or a game day, do you, like, how long are you out here training? Or are you even in Arlington, or is everything up here in Frisco now?
It's typically up here in Frisco. We'll train at 8:30, and we have to be here at 7:15, and then when training starts at 8:30, we like to be out on the field around 8 o'clock. And then training will kind of end around, I'd say probably like 10:30 latest, but normally it's going to be at like an hour and a half. But yeah, 10:30, kind of 11 the latest, depending on if you want to do kind of individual things. Like that's another thing. Like once you come over to FC Dallas, it's just the little details like that really put you ahead of the rest. Like wanting to improve and wanting to kind of excel at the level that you are currently on, so then you can kind of take that next step once again. And then we have the staff and the coaches and everything to help us out whenever we need that to really get to the next level. So I would say they do a good job at helping us.
They're really intentional about that, especially these last several years, and it shows, right? Yeah. I think you were the 32nd homegrown signing.
Yes,
is that do you know that? Okay,
yes.
So I guess, but I didn't know. So that's a lot, right? It just shows that intentionality from all those details, having the staff and the resources to give you a little extra work here, show you this, or change this up here, and to push you along up into the system and keep going.
I agree.
Fantastic. Okay, well, it was really nice to meet you and talking to you. I'll be rooting for you. And I appreciate you on your day off to come up here to Toyota Stadium and sit down and talk to our audience and let us know a little bit about Collin Smith.
Yeah, no problem. It was cool. I enjoyed answering all the questions, and just once again, I appreciate you having me.